All right, let's get to our top story this evening. We're weeks away from the big Bihar battle, the Maha Dangal. And the Karnataka BJP has leveled a big allegation claiming that Congress-ruled Karnataka is funding the Congress's campaign in Bihar. Here's what the BJP is saying. This is, in fact, B.Y. Raghavendra, Yediyurappa's son, who's alleging that state ministers have been given a certain target, a quota. And they've been pressuring officials and bureaucrats to meet that target because that's money that cabinet ministers have to hand over to the Congress to pump into Bihar. This is an allegation that the BJP has put forth. But mind you, there's no proof that's been published by the BJP to back any of these claims, which is what the Congress is highlighting, saying, where's the evidence to back any of these charges being leveled against us? We'll run you through all of the reactions coming in first in a report, and then we'll be joined by our political panel. As poll-bound Bihar gets ready for the Maha Dangal, the Congress government in Karnataka faces fresh accusations of a new scam from the BJP. BJP claims Congress ministers are pressuring bureaucrats to collect funds and are effectively turning the state into an ATM for Bihar polls. The BJP is alleged that every minister has been given a target now to raise money, making fundraising for Bihar elections their main focus.
ಕ್ಯಾಬಿನೆಟ್ಟಿನ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳು ಅವರ ಅಧಿಕಾರಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಬಿಹಾರ್ ಚುನಾವಣೆಗೆ ದುಡ್ಡನ್ನು ಕಳಿಸಬೇಕು, ಫಂಡನ್ನು ಕಳಿಸಬೇಕು ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಅಧಿಕಾರಿಗಳಿಂದ ಲೂಟಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂದೆ, ವಸೂಲಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಕಣ್ಣೀರು ಹಾಕೊಂಡು ನಮ್ಮ ಅಧಿಕಾರಿಗಳು ನಮ್ಮ ಎದುರಿಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂದೆ.
The Congress has denied these allegations, calling it shoot-and-school strategy by the BJP and challenging the party to produce proof backing their claims. The Congress has also released of B.S. Yediyurappa, in which they allege there was a conversation about money being collected to fund an election.
I think Vijayendra and Raghavendra, all of them were in a practice of doing it. So I think to just make a statement, some hit and run. Where is the evidence? If he has any evidence, let us show it. Nothing is connected to it. They are afraid of our Congress party. India bloc will come back to power.
With both parties gearing up for the state of war in Bihar, Karnataka finds itself caught in the crossfire of election battles beyond its borders. With Sagaraj in Bengaluru, Bureau Report, India Today. Okay, let me bring in Sagaraj, who's joining us live from Bengaluru with a quick update on this. Sagar, it's not the first time that these kind of allegations have been, leveled. I remember during the Telangana election campaign too, there were allegations that time by the BRS that the Congress was using funds from Karnataka to fund the Telangana campaigns. It's not the first time the Congress has faced these kind of charges.
Absolutely, and if you see during the Telangana election, there was also ED raid which took place in Bellary. And at that point of time, they have also found out the network of money which was been transferred to few people in Telangana, and even Enforcement Directorate had arrested Minister Nagendra in connection with that. And when it comes to Bihar election, many of them are alleging that they were trying to use one of the MLAs who is known as Papi, who owns casinos in Goa. And there are allegations from the BJP stating that they are trying to route the money through him, selling the gold or transferring the gold from Bengaluru to Bihar. Whereas the Congress government has said that rather than making all these allegations without any proof, give the documents. You cannot just hit and scoot from these particular allegations that they are making. And they claim that if you have any documents, you can go ahead and produce to your higher authorities, including Prime Minister Modi, ED, CBI, anything agencies that you have, and go ahead and conduct an investigation rather than making these kind of baseless allegations against the government.
All right, Sagai, thanks very much for joining us with those details. Let's open this up. Joining us here on this broadcast is Surabhi Hodigere, spokesperson of the Karnataka BJP. We also have Shatabish Shivanna, spokesperson of the Karnataka Congress. Namaskara. Thank you both very much for your time. Happy Deepavali, first of all. So thank you for joining us despite it being a rather festive day. But let's get right down to it. Surabhi, to you first. The question that's constantly asked is, where's the evidence? You're leveling very serious charges. Where's the proof?
Well, Akshita, when the allegations comes from the other side at a national level with something with respect to the ECI, and we ask the same question, it gets, completely muffled out. In this case, there's circumstantial evidence for sure, and that's right in front of the public. Because when the Telangana elections happened, when the Valmiki Nigam scam happened, it was the link was established not just for the Telangana elections but also for Ballari elections. Having said that, this is the same government whose economic advisor today has come out and said that there's a 400 crore sand mining scam that's been going on and causing 400 crore loss to the exchequer in Karnataka. It's the same government whose MLAs, whose contractors have also come out and said that we have a significant amount of unpaid dues, not just, and let me remind you, this is the same Congress government that came into power to hit in running the 40% scam Sarkara, which has fallen flat. That same Contractors Association has said that the corruption has doubled under the Congress government as per their claim. Where is the, these are all the circumstantial evidence that are in play. And with respect to Puppy that you mentioned the report on 150 kgs of gold. Is that a joke in any way? Corruption is rising in the state, and it's a fair question to ask. Where is all of the money going? The fact that administrators, bureaucrats are saying that we are being extorted, ministers being given targets, the onus to come up with evidence is not on us.
No.
As the opposition party, to bring light to the issues is on us.
I'll put forth your question on corruption to Shivanna, but before that, Surabhi, I come back. If you're leveling an allegation, there must be proof. The onus very much is on you to also establish what you're alleging here.
I mean, Akshita, if the circumstantial evidence points towards a whole bunch of things, it is not for us to come up with and show photographs of money being taken from one place.
No, because right now it seems like hearsay. Right now it seems like hearsay
within the Congress. It shows very clearly that the Congress has something to hide. Whether the proof comes out or not is for investigative agencies who are, by the way, doing a job. And once that happens, once the ED comes into play, CBI comes into play, what is the Congress's first line of defense? Is that we are being targeted. It is our right as the opposition to bring forth these issues and to make it clear to the public, look, our money is being looted for so-and-so reason.
Okay, Shivanna.
Why does the Congress get so triggered? All they have to do is,
Shivanna, your opening comments. You've heard there from the BJP spokesperson. She's listed out allegations of corruption against the siddaramaiah government and said, why can't we ask these questions?
No, my advice to the Bharatiya Janata Party is first decide your story. Is Karnataka broke or is it an ATM? In one breath, the BJP says the Congress has bankrupted the state's treasury with all our welfare schemes. And in the same breath, they say Karnataka is funding the Bihar elections. You can't be bankrupt and an ATM at the same time unless you're auditioning for a comedy show. Now let's get serious. If the money is really being sent to Bihar, how? By way of Aladdin's magic carpet? Or is it being wire transferred? Because we are talking about tangible cash. You control the income tax department, you control the enforcement directorate, you control the Central Bureau of Investigation. Use them, conduct raids, collect evidence, don't fire empty bullets in thin air. If the money is flying out, then give us the flight number. Stop whining and start investigating. And now, since we are in the business of leveling baseless allegations, let me put mine on record. The governments of Maharashtra, Uttar Pradesh and Madhya Pradesh are funding the Bihar elections for the BJP. And if you talk about the biggest misuse of public money, the union government is footing the bill for Mr. Modi's political roadshows. 2,000 crores for his travel, 5,000 crores for other advertisements, 600 crores for his SPG security. All this is taxpayers' money that is conveniently being synced during the BJP's election calendar. So please stop sermonizing us about morality. If the Bharatiya Janata Party wants to debate elections, let's talk about unemployment. Let's talk about price rise. Let's talk about governance, not WhatsApp fantasies.
Surabhi, your response. If we're going to be linking states ruled by certain parties to an upcoming election state, then the list will be endless on both sides.
the Prime Minister's official work is not to be related to any election-related activity. He's also visiting other states. Please do not try to demean the office of the Prime Minister. One, you want to talk about price rise? Karnataka offers multiple examples. One price hike after the other that's burdening the people here in Karnataka. On the initial argument that you thought was incredibly funny, if the government is going in a revenue deficit right now and corruption is going hand in hand, then you can add 2 plus 2 and tell me where the money is going. Especially when the Valmiki Nigam scam happened and you scammed people from the most marginalized of communities, and the ED established the link. Let me finish. Let me finish.
Hold on, Shivanna. Let me finish. I'll come back to you.
Please let me finish. The ED established a link that Lamborghinis were bought, an auto dealer was used, fake accounts were created in Hyderabad during the Telangana election. And if you're going to tell me that is, give us proof, investigate, the investigative agencies will do their job. When they do their job, like they have with the puppy case, please accept that your party is incredibly corrupt and using Karnataka
Okay,
as
let's refer to what you're speaking of, to that one particular point, Shivanna. What's your response? That this is allegations that have been leveled before, which the ED is also investigated.
No, insofar as the Valmiki thing is concerned, 100% of the money was recovered. Their allegation was that we used it for Andhra or Telangana's election. How can the money be recovered if we have already used it? And insofar as Pappy is concerned, the Honorable MLA, it is his individual money that is being investigated, not money of the state government. Now, let me make it absolutely clear. Karnataka, madam, is not your ATM. It is India's growth engine. And every rupee spent is spent for its people, not your propaganda. And we all saw the video of Mr. Yediyurappa and Anant Kumar discussing how much was paid, to who it was paid. Maybe that's why the BJP thinks that every government operates in this way. Sorry to disappoint you, Surbhi, but we don't do cash and carry politics. Don't project your past sins onto a government that's actually delivering and not laundering.
Surbhi, your quick response
Let
to...
me remind you, you want to bring in the rate.
And let me also say that
hold on,
real
Shivanna,
idea
hold on. Let
is the
Surbhi
union
respond
treasury.
first.
Every
You have
Modi
brought
rally.
video-
every
No, you've
billboard,
raised issues.
every
Shivanna, hold on. I'll give you a
helicopter
chance to
ride
come
is
back. I'll
funded
give you a
by
chance.
tax
One at a
money.
time,
We
please.
have
Surbhi, your
bureaucrats,
response.
officers, waterman, dying by suicide day to day. Your government has the breadth and width to talk about anything other than what is exactly happening in their backyard. Priyank Kharge's tweet on the conversation between Thomas
is
Chief
this
Minister and Anand
let's-
Kumar. One second, let me
How is
clarify.
this
Was a diary of a Congress Chief Minister. They were talking about corruption of a Congress Chief Minister with initials scribbled out. There's a clarification tweet that's put out. I don't know if you were active in the same time, but I was, and I remember this diary very well. The conversation was about a Congress Chief Minister. Please do not try to distract people's attention just as you have in the last
Only
couple of
people who
weeks
are
and
trying
days.
to distract is the
Your
Bharatiya
own
Janata.
economic advisor, Mr. Basavaraj Raya Reddy, has come out today and said there is a 400 crore loss to revenue because of the sand mafia. Your own deputy chief minister has come out and said he's unable to control the garbage mafia. Your own party MLAs are alleging there is a housing scam. Your own contractors under this government are seeing that, contracts are not being paid off.
Okay.
These are the allegations, and suicide. Please let me remind you, because public attention has not been drawn towards this as much. A waterman, a poor waterman has
You've given a long list. Surbhi, you've given a long list. Give Shivanna a chance to respond to each one of
this
those.
is happening. Let us try to
Surbhi,
solve the
please give
issue
me a
at hand
chance to
instead of
respond.
pointing
Okay, Surbhi,
fingers.
hold on now. Let Shivanna respond to each one of those points that you've mentioned.
See, Surbhi has spoken about everything apart from the real issue. Now, if you are saying we are sending money to Bihar, give us some evidence. We have evidence of Shri B.S. Yediyurappa and Anant Kumar Hegde saying
No,
thousands
she's
of
clarified. She's clarified on that.
thousands
Shivanna,
of
she's
crores
spoken
were
on
sent
that.
to BJP High Command. We are not going to discuss that. At least give us a video that some money is being sent to Bihar. But the real ATM is the Union Treasury. Every Modi rally, every billboard, every helicopter ride is funded by our taxes, not by BJP's donations. How can PM Modi's political roadshows conveniently
No,
sing?
but what do you want? Shivanna, come on. Do you want the Prime Minister not to campaign in Bihar without SPG cover?
No, let him campaign, but not his political rallies must be distinct from official government programs.
How? Please tell us how.
A report. there is a report that indicates that the BJP and the union government
Has that been followed previous governments? Has that been followed in previous governments?
Particular states.
No, Shivanna, come on. That's not been followed in previous governments either. Official protocol for the Prime Minister's travel is something that's covered by the PMO.
Madam, that is what. If you are doing a political roadshow, that is completely different. If you are doing a government program, that is completely different. Now, Bihar election has been announced. Prime Minister Modi will conduct union government programs at least 10 times. And in these programs, he will give election speeches. Now, isn't this using and abusing?
Now, if you're telling me, no, Shivanna, come on, Shivanna, let's focus on Karnataka. Let's focus on Karnataka and Bihar, because if you're going to suggest to me that previous prime ministers didn't do this, then I'd buy this argument. Surabhi,
no, if at all they did, if at all they did, that doesn't give them a leeway for the present government to do so.
One second.
Surabhi.
It's very convenient to attack the Prime Minister on absolutely anything because you don't have any real substance to attack him with. Rahul Gandhi, Priyanka Vadra, her children, her husband, everybody is owed a SPG protection. But when the Prime Minister of this country...
It's not about SPG protection. Why did you spend 5,000 crores on government ads?
Privilege mindset aside,
why did you spend
5,000 hold on, time out. I'd like to bring it back to what's happening in Karnataka because I'm running out of time. Surabhi, Shivanna, I will bring a pointed question. Surabhi, to you, a pointed question, because I don't want to go into, who's funding the Prime Minister's campaign, who's funding Rahul Priyanka's campaign, because then we're going about in circles. Focusing again on what's happening in Karnataka. What Shivanna has highlighted here is that, look, this leaves space for the Congress to come out and say, oh, it's the UP government that's funding the BJP campaign in Bihar. Oh, it's the Maharashtra government that's going ahead and funding the election campaign in Bihar. What stops them from leveling these allegations without any proof?
Well, they have in the past. The entire vote chori campaign has been mere allegation against one of the treasured institutions of our country. But that's not the point here. The point is there is circumstantial evidence pointing towards the fact that Congress in Karnataka... May I please complete?
Hold on, Shivanna. Yeah, go ahead.
This is an MP who has come out from the BJP and shared a personal anecdote that he's had to encounter. And it's not just coming from the BJP, it's coming from the Congress. It is the Congress MLAs who have alleged corruption within the state. It is the Congress administrator...
Corruption within the state, yes, Surabhi, but what's the link to Bihar? What's the link to Bihar? Where's the link to Bihar?
Akshita, I come back again to the Valmiki Nigam Mandali scam. Did it happen or not during the Telangana election? Was there not a link established that money went from Karnataka to Telangana?
No,
was there
100% money recovered?
Shivanna has responded to that, saying 100% accounted for.
And at the same time, they say
these are the same doubts that are...
Hold on, Shivanna, I've mentioned your point. Hold on. Shivanna, hold on. I've mentioned your point. Surabhi, Shivanna's highlighted that, the point that you've made, 100% accounted for money, he says.
No, hang on. It is a scam that we know happened. Oh. It is misappropriated money that happened. What is this? This is like the Muda scam altogether. Again,
just like the Muda scam wherein all the courts
so no corruption happened.
Okay, quickly, Shivanna, your response, and then I have to wrap this up. Shivanna, your response quickly.
See, now if we are going
I just want to say this. It is in the...
It is going to rely on personal anecdotes as evidence.
One at a time, please. One at a time. One at a time. Surabhi, just hold on.
If Surabhi is going to rely on personal anecdotes of a member of parliament, then this is a recipe.
This is precisely
Madam,
what
please give us some evidence.
Nobody
Please connect this evidence to
I cannot hear anyone if everyone's
talk.
talking at the same time. Just hold on. Surabhi, hold on. Shivanna, go ahead.
No, it's as simple as this. Personal anecdotes are being equated to tangible evidence. Is this the way democracy is going to be run? Is this the way our dialogues are going to be reduced to? And the member of parliament must use his time more judiciously and wisely on things that are important. Let him question the prime minister on where the tax... Why is injustice being done to Karnataka?
No, wait.
Dam project, as opposed to making baseless allegations, arbitrary allegations.
Okay, I'm going to wrap this up. I'm going to wrap this up. I've run out of time. Surabhi and Shivanna, thank you for joining us. The BJP, look, as you heard there from Surabhi, is continuing to allege that there is a need for an investigation to look into whether money from Karnataka is going into Bihar. But at this point, the Congress maintains that there's no evidence. So till there's no evidence, what really can we push for of an investigation? We're going to continue tracking this because there's no doubt this political controversy is going to continue to snowball.